Hey, Allie Hartwick here. It has been a while since I've come to you live from my very blue office with a comedian. And that's because, as we know, a lot of live comedy has been on a break here in Denver, but it's coming back. And it's coming back to Comedy Works South with a local comedian who you probably know from a ton of different things. And if you don't, you're going to get to know him right now, Adam Cayton-Holland. Hi, Adam.
Hi, good morning.
Hi. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing COVID good, as we were saying. COVID good.
Yes. It's a new standard that
Yeah.
everyone should implement because, you're not good overall. But
No,
for
I mean,
COVID,
I'm healthy. I'm not completely broke, and I'm existentially depressed like everyone. COVID
well,
good.
yeah. Yeah, COVID good. So you are going to be headlining three shows over
Yeah,
2 days at Comedy Works South.
that's right. They added a show, and the first two have sold out. So yeah, just one more show to go.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen live comedy in a while, so people will show up for literally anyone. And
I mean,
lucky you.
exactly. They're getting the bottom of the barrel with me, and people still are buying tickets. And I don't know. I don't get it. But this is the new comedy.
So we're excited for it. And
Yeah.
you're a Denver native, Denver local.
Yep.
I mean, Denver comedy scene is not new for you at all.
No, I'm from here, and I really am a booster of the Denver comedy scene, and definitely try to just sort of grow it by extension. So yeah, I'm very excited to be like the first guy back at Comedy Works. It's an honor.
Well, we're thrilled to be having you. I follow you on Instagram, and I'm gonna absolutely admit to doing some Insta stalking.
Sure.
And it seems like you've actually creatively been doing a lot in the year that we've been kind of stuck inside our houses.
Oh, do tell. What
That's
have I
how
been
it
up
seems
to?
to me. You're great at like lying about it if you're not doing anything. Obviously, you have your book that was released before COVID, but a lot of people now are reading again because we'll do absolutely anything. That's how desperate it's gotten.
You really know how to compliment a guy. You know that, Allie?
I'm really good at it. I try the whole like I make you feel bad about yourself, so suddenly I seem more appealing.
I like it because it's like you're breaking me down to build me back up again better. And I appreciate
100%.
that. It's kind of a drill sergeant approach, and I'm ready for it.
Okay, good. I let people know all the time. If I'm nice to you, I don't like you very much.
Hey, all right.
So
No,
I don't know you yet, but
okay.
this is basically what being friends with me is like. I'm just not kind. Anyways, you wrote a book, which is an incredible accomplishment, and it's about your life.
Yeah, I wrote that book pre-Quar, but I think a lot of people have been reading it. It's a pretty serious book about loss and mental illness and stuff, and I think a lot of people in this year have kind of been reaching for like, how do you deal with such things? And I think this book sort of helps with that. But yeah, so that's been interesting that people have sort of been finding it anew. I appreciate that.
I mean, a lot of it is so many people who are either in comedy or interested in comedy. It's a coping mechanism for a lot of, tragedy in life or just things that are difficult to deal with. And have you found that during COVID, which is so special, you've relied on that sense of humor in comedy more?
Honestly, and this is not a shameless plug, but I've been doing a podcast this year with my Grawlix buddies, Ben Roy and Andrew Overdahl, and it's called The Grawlix Saves the World. And that the theme of that podcast is kind of like self-help and sort of improving the world around you by improving yourself. And honestly, it's three friends bullshitting. It's a regular comedy podcast, but each episode we try on a different, like, let's try yoga this episode. Let's meditate and just see what fits. And doing that with my friends, like comedically, has kept me mentally well this year. Like checking in with those dudes every week and laughing my ass off while sort of pretending or trying to be a better person has been the best thing for this year for me. And we started it in January. We didn't have any idea pandemic was coming. It was just kind of like the perfect, I don't know, coping mechanism for us. So that's been huge. And a lot of our fans who listen to the podcast have been like, thank you. Like, I need this dose of like funny mental health every week. So yeah. It's been fun to give them that.
Out of all the things that you've tried, like, has anything stuck?
That's a good question. I mean, a couple things have stuck. We did an episode recently about being a better listener. because we're comedians and like we just want to talk me, and you're always trying to get your jokes in. And so all of us just tried for a week through various mechanisms to be better listeners. And I've taken a lot of that. I've tried to kind of put that into my normal everyday today, which I think anybody can, like, who doesn't like your friend who's like, that person's just such a good listener. That's always a good friend. So who doesn't want to be that person?
I'm not that friend.
I'm not either. I'm a comic. So it's nice to try.
Okay. Have your friends been like, what's up with you? Or have you
Yeah,
seen,
I think it's
like,
suspicious. They're like, what's going on? What'd you do? You're being
quiet.
very nice.
You haven't done any of your bits. What's happening?
Yeah, exactly. No, I honestly, everyone just wants to talk about themselves. That's the truth, comic or not. So I think if you just sit back and let people talk, they're just kind of like gonna talk more. So it's not the best thing ever, but it's whatever. I get my chance to talk. I'm talking now.
I was gonna say, this is your opportunity for regression. Like, you're here to talk about yourself. Whatever you want to tell me.
Thank you. I've been going through some serious shit, and I'd like to talk now.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's get it all out there live to, anyone who's watching on Facebook or YouTube.
Definitely. I want to air my dirty laundry. Here are the comics I do not like. Just like a list of names. Just scan it down the screen. Whoa, okay.
I mean, you've worked with some pretty big people. I would listen to that gossip because I'm petty as fuck and absolutely want to hear that. I try and be above gossip, but I'm not. I love it. Yeah,
it's fun. It's very fun. But no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just limping back into comedy live. Let's not burn the bridges quite yet.
So you don't want to give me a really good exclusive interview. That's fine. I don't care.
I don't like Ben Roy. I think he's a bad comedian and a bad person.
You know what? I figured that because of all the years that you've worked and collaborated together, that you actually just hated each other.
Who better to tell you from an insider perspective what a hack and piece of shit Ben Roy is than me? I know better than anyone.
I love calling people a hack. I feel like if you work in any sort of creative field, it is just such a deep insult.
It really is. It's not just for comedy. And you call somebody a hack and it's like gloves are off. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, it's awesome. It feels really good. Have you come up with any new insults in quarantine? Because I have. Like, I've been having shower fights like nobody's business because you have time to think about, everything you've done in your life because you're not doing anything new. And I've come up with things that I'm like, ooh, yeah, that'll really get them if and when I ever speak to this person again.
That's what a shower fight is. Okay, got it.
When you're in the
imagining,
shower,
yeah.
You're like having fake fights with people that you will never have in real life.
I was picturing like a graphic prison shower fight with shanks and stuff. It's not good.
I don't think I'd be very good at that.
Me neither.
I had some good insults before I got stabbed, but that's about it.
No, I hang out with my 2-year-old son all the time. So it's a lot of just like, you are what I call him, a mule pig the other day. We're learning animals. I was like, you're a mule pig. And he lost his mind. So there's that.
All right. Have you been testing out material on your kids? Or on your son?
Yeah, absolutely. All the time. And basically, if I fart or fake puke, I got him. And so, I mean, come to Comedy Works because I've really been honing like the sort of intellectual stuff I've become known for.
That's good. I mean, everybody loves a fart joke.
Mm-hmm. And it's not even just a joke. It's just the sound of farting. So like, why waste time trying to be like, and then the guy farted when you could just make the fart noise itself. I'm about showing, not telling. And that's really emerged over quarantine with my 2-year-old.
I feel like, that's a principle they teach you.
Mm-hmm.
Show, don't tell.
Oh, yeah. That's like storytelling 101. And I'm nailing it with the graphic, loud fart noises that I've kind of mastered, to be honest.
Can I hear one? Like, can you give us a preview of a fart sound? Oh, that's solid. I prefer to do the ones like with your hands.
I do too, but that's a closer. Like, I'm not going to do that out front. And, your cheeks start to get sore and red. No.
Yeah. You get like a little spit on your face because I always try and make like the squeaky finishes.
Those are nice. Ones. That's a nice one. Yeah, no, that was an opening salvo. And by the time the 45 minutes has elapsed, I'm getting into the big guns. I'm blowing on my bicep, like just all of that.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I cannot wait for this show.
I mean, it's why the first two sold out like that, because everyone's like, Adam's been in quarantine and he's been fucking putting in work, and they want to see it.
Yeah. Yeah. And the fart sounds are what they're there for. So
Yeah.
you got to give the audience what they want. So I did some Wikipedia research. You have a Wikipedia page, which in my small circle means you're a big deal. But I didn't realize that you started the High Plains Comedy Festival here in Denver.
Yeah, that's my baby. I started that. Well, this would have been year 8. We had to cancel it last year. But started that. And now I run it with my friend Karen Wachtel, who's just kind of a big presence in the Denver comedy scene and great. And we're doing it again this year in September. We don't really know what that looks like. We kind of decided in June, we're like, hopefully it's indoor and the normal routine. But, this past summer and fall, I did so much outdoor comedy that I kind of got a good idea of what venues are good for it and how to do it better. And so we're kind of going to make our decision in June, whether it's indoor or outdoor, hoping that it's normally in an indoor, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. It's happening regardless.
For people who don't see comedy often or people who don't perform, outdoor comedy is like, I don't even know how to explain it. It sucks. So hard. Yeah.
It sucks.
Impossible.
It's not fun. It's like years of comedy club experience has honed what the experience should be. The tighter in that people are packed, the lower the ceiling, the better the comedy experience. And that's like the worst COVID conditions possible. Yeah. And that's why Comedy Works has opened up Comedy Works South and not the downtown club yet, because it's very spacious and a big warehouse and they can reduce capacity, make it relatively safe. But so the logic of outdoor shows is that they shouldn't work. And by nature, they don't work that well. But during quarantine, the rules are upside down and everyone's been so hungry for anything that those outdoor shows have been actually a lot of fun.
Good.
They're not my preference by any means, but versus that or nothing, I'll do it every day of the week.
Now, I know you were doing some outdoor shows like at Ratio in Rhino.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was cool. It was exciting to see like, oh, there's something going on. And then like everything, it all kind of fizzled. Yeah.
I mean, the winter kind of hurt that, but I've done some shows at Number 38, which is a cool new venue.
I haven't been there yet. What's it like?
It's massive and it's in Rhino, but it's right on the Platte River. So it's kind of like this tiered thing where they have a big stage up top and then they have like seating and then another lower tier where you can still see and another lower tier where you can still see. So, and they opened it before the pandemic, but their business model was just good. They just wanted to have a giant patio, but they wound up having a giant outdoor space that could be used. So I've done shows there in the freezing cold and it's been fine. People have appreciated it. It's like a tailgate. They'll get in their sleeping bags and, bring hot cocoa with rum in it and call it a night, I'm
gonna say, now you're speaking my language.
Yeah.
Any football tailgates this year. Apparently
Colorado people, we're tough. We know how to survive the cold if we need to. So I've done some fun and they're kind of wind up being memorable. I mean, you're freezing at the end of it, but you're like, that was an experience.
I mean, if you can do comedy during COVID, I feel like you can do it anytime, anywhere.
I agree. And so, man, I'm just thrilled to get back to it. I really
We are thrilled you're coming back to it. Thursday, 2 shows are sold out, but there is a live stream.
There's a live stream. Thursday sold out. Friday early sold out. So there's the late show on Friday, which is the best show typically. Like the last show, if you're a comedy fan, this is an insider tip. If you're a comedy fan and your favorite comics coming to town, try to get tickets to their last show of the weekend. Because at that point, they've made their statement. If maybe that's a new club that they're working and they want to get in their good graces, they've had 4 shows to prove what they can do. And the last show is the one where they fuck around and they try new stuff or they get loose or they do a lot of crowd work. So if you're like a comedy nerd, go to the last show of a comics weekend. That's always the loosest.
All right. Now, I never make it up that late because my bedtime is like 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Because I'm cool. But for those of you who have lives and can stay up, Friday, there are still tickets available for the 9:45 show, Comedy Works South. Adam Cayton-Holland's going to be giving us his best fart jokes and fart sound effects. I mean, I feel like I can't create a better teaser than that. So I'm not going to try.
And what I did, you guys need to know, what I did was not the show. That was like a warm-up little, like, hey, how's it going? That was the equivalent of like, how's everyone doing tonight? That was that little fart. By
So
the
it's
end
like
of it,
me, you were unimpressed with that fart. There's more coming.
if like Allie, you're unimpressed by everything you see and kind of come in passive-aggressively at the comedian, just know it gets bigger and better.
But didn't I endear myself to you just a little bit?
100%. 100%.
It works. We're
Yeah.
developing a rapport. This is going to be a long and wonderful friendship. I can
Absolutely. I can feel it as well.
tell. Good. Adam, thank you so much for joining me today. And I hope to see one of your performances this weekend. We have details. Oh, I forgot to put details up this whole interview.
Oh, my Lord.
Look at
And
this. I put
okay,
this all
well, an ad
together.
to the crawler. Yeah, there it is. March 11th, 12th. Ticketscomedyworks.com. There's a live stream. If you don't feel comfortable going to the show, you can buy the live stream. And Ben Roy Hack, bad comedian, who's also recording an album 2 weeks later at Comedy Works Live. If you feel like going to those, but not a good comedian in person. And if you get that in the crawler, that'd be.
Yeah. Do you want me to actually? I can put that in right now.
Do
if
it.
you give me a second, I will 100% put that in.
And write that he's fat.
Okay. Here we go. So let me, you're getting a little look at how I produce these things. Yes, I kept up the regular information.
I'm going to screenshot this and send it to Ben.
Please do. I'll try as well on my end. If I turn it off, that'll be better.
And Ben Roy sucks. He's also fat.
There we go.
Perfect. Well, I've said all I need to say.
I think that's all that needs to be said.
I do appreciate it.
Thank you for joining me today. And we'll have details posted on our website, comedyworks.com, as well as our Facebook page and YouTube channel. Bye, Adam. Bye. Oh, I didn't even let him say thank you. That's how little I care. Thanks for joining us today.